Senior Official, Major General Potenciano C. Camba, Philippine Army Chief of Staff. Signed, Colonel Danilo Estraniero, General Staff Corps, Artillery, Philippine Army, Army Adjutant.
Thank you, sir. May I also request Chief Master Sergeant Alvin M. Baksa, Infantry, Philippine Army, Division Sergeant Major, for the oath-taking of the candidate soldiers.
Class Marcher, pangikuman, taas ka ng kamay at sumunod sa aking babalangkasin. Panunumpa sa katapatan. Ako si, sambitin ang pangalan, na italaga bilang kandidatong sundalo sa hukbong katihan ng Pilipinas, ay taimtim na nanunumpa na aking gagampanan ng buong husay sa abot ng aking kakayahan ang mga kautusang kaakibat sa aking pagiging kandidatong sundalo, at kusa kong babalikatin at susundin ang mga kautusan na ayon sa saligang batas ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Kusa ko ring babalikatin, ipagtatanggol at ipagsasanggalang ang mamamayan at saligang batas ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Susundin ko ang mga lahat ng utos ng mga nakapangyayari sa akin. Ang lahat ng ito ay aking tutuparin sa abot ng aking makakaya nang walang pag-iimbot at ng buong katapatan. Kasiyawan nawa ko ng Diyos.
Thank you, DSM. At this juncture, we will now proceed to the ceremonial handover of the individual clothing and individual equipment to the candidate soldiers. The individual clothing and individual equipment is the clothing and equipment issued to the candidate soldiers as they start their training. May I request our guest of honor and speaker, Major General Steve D. Crispillo, Philippine Army, Vice Commander, Philippine Army, to be assisted by Major General Andrew D. Costello, Philippine Army, Commander of 7ID, and Colonel Dennis R. Passes, General Staff Corps, Military Intelligence, Philippine Army, the Assistant Division Commander, 7ID, for the handover of the ICIE, and to be received by the designated marcher of the day. Thank you, sirs. At this point, may I request Lieutenant Colonel Eugene F. Garce, General Staff Corps Infantry, Philippine Army, Assistant Chief of Staff for Education and Training, G8, to present the students for training.
Pursuant to Training Directive Number 10, Headquarters 7th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, dated 12 May 2023. Sir, as the Assistant Chief of Staff for Education and Training, recommend that the candidate soldier course classes of 762 and 763-2023, cross-trained with infantry orientation course, be open effective this date.
Thank you, sir. May I request Major General Andrew D. Costello, Philippine Army, Commander, 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division, for the declaration of opening and his message, and subsequently introduce the guest of honor and speaker.
by the power of the authority vested in me as the Commander, 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division, Philippine Army, I hereby declare the candidate soldier course classes 762 and 763-2023 cross-trained with infantry orientation course open effective this date. To our guest of honor and speaker for today's activity, the Vice Commander of the Philippine Army, Major General Steve Crispillo, which I will formally introduce later. May I also acknowledge our Assistant Division Commander, Brigadier Dennis Pases, our ADC for RRA, Colonel Harold Anthony Pascua, Colonel Emilio Pajarillo, our Chief GSMO, Colonel George Bergonia, our Division Inspector General, our Chief of Staff, Colonel Ronald Bautista, our Ambassador to Heaven, Father Major James Cañete, our Deputy G1, Lieutenant Colonel Valentino Asarcon. The OG1 is the office primarily responsible in the entire recruitment process of applicants. Our G3, Lieutenant Colonel Eugene Garci. The office of G8 is the office primarily responsible for the programming of the training to include all training directives and policies. Our Commandant of 7th Division Training School, Lieutenant Colonel Felix Emeterio Valdez. 7 DTS is the primary unit responsible in the conduct of trainings. Other officers, our Division Sergeant Major, Senior Master Sergeant Alvin Baksa. Other Kaugnay troopers, media friends, parents, relatives, friends, girlfriends or boyfriends of our candidate soldiers, member of candidate soldier course class 762 and 763 2023. A pleasant morning, magandang umaga, maimbag abigat, maayong buntag sa atong tanan. We are gathered here today as we witness these brave men and women who likewise chosen to serve our country embark on their next journey. Your decision to join the military is a testament of your courage, dedication, and selflessness. You have made a commitment to protect and defend your country, and that is noble and honorable calling. All of you must feel proud because not everyone was given the opportunity to be trained and to serve the country the best way that it can be. As they say, many are called, but few are chosen. You are the chosen one among the more than 3,000 applicants. Each one of you is lucky enough to be part of the chosen few from the thousands of applicants who dream of owning your position. Ang pagiging sundalo ay hindi isang trabaho, kundi isang serbisyong publiko. Hindi na kayo nabubuhay para sa inyong pansariling lamang. Kaya naway maging inspirasyon ninyo ang tatahakin ninyong daan tungo sa pagsilbi ng bayan. Always remember why you joined the military, whether it was to serve your country, to challenge yourself, or to make a difference in the world. Let your experiences be your inspiration to aspire more achievements in your life. All of you are embarking on a journey that will test you in ways you never thought possible. But you are also embarking on a journey that will be rewarding, fulfilling, and life-changing. As your commander, I wish you all the best as you begin this new chapter in your lives. Congratulations sa inyong lahat at patnubayan nawa kayo ng ating Amang nasa langit. My third and most important task this morning is to introduce our guest of honor speaker. Our guest of honor speaker for today, my Mista, who is a decorated military officer known for his dedication, patriotism, passion, bravery, commitment to serve, and a family man. He was born and raised in Kiangan, Ifugao on 15 September many years ago, and is happily married to Attorney Sarah Crescencia Crispillo and blessed with 2 children, namely Shane Colin and Shane Caitlin. Major General Crispillo is a graduate of Philippine Military Academy Big Kiss class of 1990. Being our special guest in our Kaugnay division today, I would like to describe my Mista in a Kaugnay way. The first letter is K for Kin. Being his classmate at the PMA, I know from the start of our military career. Major General Crispillo is a brilliant military officer. He shared his continuous education, training, and field experience while leading his men. His strong leadership throughout his military career made a significant impact on his unit's success in keeping the peace and security in the community. Next is the first A of Kaugnay, which stands for adept. Our guest is known for being adept in every role he played as a military leader who served in various top positions all over the country. His proficiency in everything has led to various accomplishments, especially in our anti-insurgency fight. Letter U is for unique. His uniqueness in leading his units over the years made significant impact to his subordinates that helped shape their leadership skills and capabilities. This made him stand out above the rest. Now for the letter G of Kaugnay, it stands for gallant. Our guest of honor possesses top-notch qualifications. He is a doubtless, fearless, and brave army officer. His escapades during his younger years and even now unquestionably portray him as a gallant gentleman. And for N, I describe him as a true nationalist. There are a lot of military officers that I've known of that display a high sense of nationalism, and our Vice Commander, Philippine Army, is known for his staunch nationalism, and I admire him for that. His strong sense of nationalism has been an inspiration not only to his junior officers but also to everyone. The second A stands for affectionate. Our special guest is best described as a warm-hearted, sympathetic, passionate, devoted general, and a family man. No question about that. And lastly, for Y, which stands for young-looking. Despite his age, I know that we all agree that Major General Crispillo is young-looking. Isa siya sa mga pinakasimpatikong mista ko na sa pagkahanggang ngayon ay he maintain his young-looking appearance. Tingnan nyo na lang. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker for this ceremony, the keen, adept, unique, gallant, nationalist, affectionate, and young-looking 36th Vice Commander of the Philippine Army, Major General Steve D. Crispillo, Philippine Army.
Please take seats. Thank you very much, Mr. for that very ang tawag dun? Very beautiful and unique way of introducing me. I like it. Good morning to everyone. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Naimbag nga bigat kada kayo amin. I would like to acknowledge the following. Of course, starting from the persons in front. We have our Division Commander, Major General Andrew Costello, Philippine Army. Of course, the Assistant Division Commander, Brigadier, incoming Brigadier General Dennis Pasis, Philippine Army. Of course, the General, Special, and Technical Staff, led by the Chief of Staff, Colonel Ronald Bautista. We also have here Colonel Harold Anthony Pasqua, the ADC for RRA, Colonel Emilio Pajarillo, the Chief GSMO, Colonel George Bergonia, the Division Inspector General, then Colonel Valentino Azarcon, the Deputy G1, then Colonel Concepcion Reaño, the G2, then Colonel Norman Valdez, G3, Colonel Leother Leviste, the G4, then Colonel Harold Ricacho, the G6, then Colonel Emmanuel Garcia, the G8, G7, I mean, then Colonel Eugene Garce, the G8, Major Dominic Tagorda, the G10, then Colonel Felix Emeterio Valdez, the Commandant of 7 DPS, Major James Cañete, the Assistant Division Chaplain, Chief Master Sergeant Alvin Baksa, the Division Sergeant Major. Other officers present. The parents and relatives and friends of the candidate soldiers, the members of the candidate soldiers 762 and 763 of 2023. Once again to everyone, good morning. While listening to the remarks of the earlier speakers, parang isa lang ang mensahe na gustong sabihin at ito'y tungkol sa mga magiging mangyari sa ating mga candidate soldiers. At ito ay alam natin na umpisa ng kanilang pagseserbisyo sa ating hukbong katihan ng Pilipinas. Ito ay simbolo o start, umpisa ng kanilang pagwawakas ng kanilang pagkasibilyan. For those who are brave to respond to the challenge of being a servant soldier, this day is a beginning and it is also an end. Your oath today as a member of the Philippine Army symbolizes your oath of loyalty to our country and to our fellow Filipinos. Your raising of hands means you will look up at you to start and finish the candidate soldier course you are going to take. From the start of your application, the hardships and experiences that each of you have gone through are different. This is why if you start to question your ability to succeed in the coming days and months, just keep your goal in mind, which is joining the Philippine Army and becoming the best version of yourself. This day is the result of your sacrifice while you were still applying and the end of your civilian life. So don't waste it. This is the opportunity to prove your desire to serve. Katulad nga ng sinasabi ng ating mga magagaling na pinuno, huwag nating itanong kung ano ba ang magagawa ng army o ng bansa para sa atin, kundi palagi nating bigyang pansin kung ano ang magagawa natin para sa army at para sa bansa. At dito sa loob ng ilang buwan, ang mga salitang ito ay ituturo at bibigyang diin upang matulungan kayo sa inyong mga pagsubok na kakaharapin. The leadership of the Philippine Army assures that your training staff will be fair and honest and will provide you the proper guidance to the best of their capacity. To the parents, friends, and loved ones of our candidate soldiers, thank you so much for your support to them. Your trust in the Philippine Army to train your loved one to be a competent, confident, and capable soldier is truly admirable. Mabilis lang ang mga buwan at sa susunod ninyong pagbisita ay magtatapos na rin sila. Patuloy ninyong ipanalangin ang kaligtasan ng bawat miyembro at ng ating hukbong katihan. As I finish this speech, I will leave a challenge to our candidate soldiers. You started this training as a class, and you must also finish as a class. Walang kulang, walang maiiwanan. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division. Mabuhay ang Philippine Army.
Thank you, sir, for the inspirational message. And as a gesture of gratitude, allow us to present a simple token to our guest of honor speaker. May we request our Commander 7ID Major General Andrew D. Costello, sir, to be assisted by Colonel Dennis R. Passes, sir, to present our simple token to our guest of honor speaker. Thank you, Major General Steve D. Crispillo, Philippine Army. Sir, please be seated. At this point, let us now proceed to the second part of the program. Let us all witness the presentation of the Candidate Soldier Training Committee from the Division Training School 7ID to start the reception rites. May I request Lieutenant Colonel Felix Imiterio M. Valdez, Infantry, General Staff Corps, Philippine Army, Commandant, Division Training School 7ID, to please be at the center stage to command the training committee to start the reception rites. We would like to remind the audience that taking photos and videos during the reception rites is strictly not allowed. Thank you. Amin pong pinapaalala na mahigpit ng pinagbabawal ang pagkuha ng litrato at pag-record ng video habang